back with another update. Yes, I am in the back of my car again. I tried to do it on my porch like my normal videos are, and I had kids knocking at the window and yelling at me trying to get my attention. So I was losing my concentration and I wasn't able to focus, and I really kind of wish that I had a quieter place to do this, because as you can hear, those bugs are very loud and they don't care that I'm trying to do a video. So today I wanted to talk about a panic loop. What is it and what does it do? So a panic loop is when you have your first panic attack. It comes out of nowhere, you have the panic attack, and then you start this cycle. It literally is a circle. It's a cycle over the panic. And I'm going to go over what all that entails and what it is, and how you can get out of it. And I know I'm going to mention a few things that you've heard from my previous videos, but these really have worked for me, and I would not be advocating for them if they didn't. I was on the verge of just breaking down, crying my eyes out, and never going anywhere. I had sold myself on the life of solitude in my house, never going anywhere. That is where I was. I was terrified to go anywhere, to try and do anything, unless I had a Xanax to take, which I was trying not to. I hated them. So I was trying to do that, or my doctors wanted to put me on medications and all this stuff, and I tried them. I did, and none of them worked for me. They told me SSRIs are not an option for me because I am so sensitive to them. So I was looking at just being a hermit and never being able to go anywhere, and agoraphobia was quickly becoming a stronghold that wasn't going to let go of me. So I want to talk about the panic loop. I know it firsthand. I have been in that cycle. I was in that cycle for months, and I feel so bad for those of you that have been in that for years. I do not know how you do it, and I'm serious, you have my utmost respect on your strength and how you're still able to do it day to day. I don't know how you do it. I barely made it through a couple of months. But anyway, there's 4 steps to the panic loop and how it becomes a confirmed loop. And when you get stuck in it, it's very, very difficult to get out of. But the first step in the panic loop is bodily sensations. It is what drives you to feel panicked in the first place. You get the dizziness, the pounding heart, the palpitations, pins and needles, head pressure, muscle cramps, lump in the throat, heaviness in your chest, a feeling of not being able to breathe. For me, I always got hypoxic, and I always, my muscles always contracted with every single panic that I had. So, it can start out with one sensation, a few sensations, or all sensations, any of them. But once you start getting the sensations, they take over. But there's a way that they cannot take over, and I'm going to go over that a little later. But step 2 in the panic loop is the actual panic attack. The bodily sensations that come on suddenly, like I said, one or all of them, it brings on the fear of something bad happening, like a heart attack or dying or, a stroke. I know a lot of people that they go to the ER thinking that they're having a heart attack because they're tight, their chest is tight and their arms hurt, and it really does feel that bad. But the fear comes in and starts having an effect, and once you fear over the sensations that you're having, it intensifies the sensations, and they get worse and worse and worse, and they climb and they climb and they climb. And the more you react to the sensations with fear, the worse they're going to get. And that is what causes the panic attack. That is what takes you up from a 7 in where you are on like a panic scale to a 10, is the fear of the panic. Or the fear of the sensations, rather. I do have this stuff written down because I knew I would forget something. So step 3 in the panic loop is the heightened anxiety. Once your panic attack is ended, you are left very sensitized to what your body has been through and what your body's trying to tell you. And all of these sensations, all of the fear, all of this, the heightened anxiety, your body is in a state of fight or flight. Your body's trying to tell you something's wrong, but there's nothing wrong. Fight or flight is there to protect you in situations where you have to run or fight your way out. But if you're not in any kind of harmful situation and these sensations come on, you just need to remember that you're safe. There's nothing to be afraid of. But the fear of it all is very real. But you are left in a very sensitized state. You can tell everything that your body's feeling, the slightest little thing. My vision changed. It changed a lot. I'm still dealing with the vision changes. I don't know if it permanently changed my vision or if it's just something that I'm going to have to deal with off and on. I've not noticed it come and go. I'm thinking maybe I just need new glasses. It's been a year or two. So could very well just be that I need new prescription. But the anxiety you feel is very, very, very real. And in my case, very debilitating. As I've already said, I was on the verge of going nowhere. I couldn't go out grocery shopping. Church was a struggle. I was having panic attacks in church, in Sunday school. I wasn't singing in the choir like I used to. Talking to people was a struggle. It shut my life down. I was a very outgoing, peppy person. I didn't mind going anywhere, doing anything. I didn't like being at home. I loved going out. And this turned me into the total opposite. I hated going anywhere. I hated the thought of having to ride in the car. The car was one of the hardest things for me, to just sit there. And I would literally lay down, have this jacket rolled up as a pillow, and I would just close my eyes and pray that I got to where I was going and that I could hopefully get in and get out without any problems. And most of the time I took a Xanax just to make it through. So the heightened anxiety, very, very, very debilitating. But the last step that completes the panic loop, that gets you stuck. Once you get to this point and you complete this point, you've completed that panic loop. And once you're in it, like I said, very hard to get out of, but you can get out of it. And that is the fear of fear. And once you have the heightened anxiety, you now have a constant fear of another panic attack happening. It's the fear that keeps your body sensitized and that keeps you fearing for the next one. When is it going to happen? Where am I going to be? What's going to happen when it happens? That'll most times cause more panic attacks. The more you fear over the fear of having a panic attack, the more likely it is that you will have another one. But once you've completed that step and you've thrown yourself into another panic attack, it is complete. The cycle has started because you've gone through all 4 steps, going straight back to panic. And once you get to panic, you start all over again with heightened anxiety, fear of another one, panic attack, heightened anxiety, fear of another one, panic attack. It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. And something that I have found that I am going to talk about the Dare book again. Also my herbs. I don't know what I would do without my herbs. I feel much better. Now granted, I am still battling. To say that it is gone, I would be lying. The past 3 days have been a struggle. I have had a hard time the past 3 days, but I've not let it keep me down. I still took my kids to school. I still went to church on Wednesday night. I still went out and did the things. Today we're going to attempt to take lunch to the park and have lunch with the kids at the park. So I'm not letting it keep me down because I am using prayer, I'm using scripture, and I'm using the Dare response. And my first steps to some of this is the scripture. And I've got several. I'm going to read some of them to you. I don't have a whole lot of time left, but I'm going to read some of them to you. Philippians 4, 6 through 7. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God which passeth all understanding shall keep your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. That one's my favorite. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Isaiah 41:10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Psalm 56:3. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Psalm 34:4. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. Isaiah 35:4. Say unto them that are of a fearful heart, Be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Those are just some of the scriptures that I use. I have not memorized all of them yet, I'm not going to lie. But those are a lot of the scriptures that I use to help remember that I'm not in control of this. I can't do it without prayer. I can't do it without the help. And then, like I said, the herbs I'm taking the B complex, I'm taking the anxious list, the master gland formula, which is helping with my adrenals, and so it's helping with all of that. And I've also got my distress remedy, which is liquid drops that I take whenever I feel the anxiety start to get overwhelming for me. I'll take a dropper full and it'll calm me down. But it's all natural, nothing that can hurt me, nothing that'll get me hooked. Absolutely good for what I need it for. And then there's the DARE response. I use the DARE response, and again, if you have not gotten this book, it does teach some things I am not a fan of, like mindfulness kind of stuff, self-love, to love yourself. Now, I'm all for love who you are, but the way he kind of approached I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. He tells you to repeat, I love myself, over and over again in one chapter. And I'm not a big fan of that, because I wouldn't be who I am without God. So I replace that chapter with, instead of I love myself, I love the Lord. So that's the way I kind of looked at that chapter. But that book has done more for me than a lot of other things I've tried. It's been great. I definitely recommend it. It will tell you how to get out of the panic loop. It has worked wonders for me. It's made me not afraid of the sensations I feel. I can sit there and I can say, I accept and I allow these sensations, and I'm excited by them, because it means that I can get over it. I can do this. Even though I have them, I'm excited that I have them, because it's a challenge for me to get over them. That's not the way he puts it, but that's the way I took it. But to me, it's a challenge. And if anybody knows me personally, they know I like a challenge. So get the book. I really encourage it. You can get it on Amazon. I'm telling you, God tells us not to be afraid. And that's what he's telling in the book, is to not be afraid. Don't be afraid of the sensations. So what I do is I'll quote a scripture about not being afraid, and then I accept and I allow the sensations that my body's giving me. I'm not accepting the fear. I'm accepting what I'm feeling. And then I'll pray, and Lord, take the fear. Don't let me fear it. It's just my body. It's just sensations. It's not going to kill me. It's not going to hurt me. And then it starts to go away. And then I'm calm. And then I can make it through to the next wave. That is my video for today on the panic loop, and some ways that I am dealing with my anxiety, and hopefully my way to healing it and never having to deal with it again. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to ask, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.